Crasher is here. Woo! And we are going to be getting into team building, and we are going to be doing this in the underused tier. Now, I happen to have a friend who I work with who is trying to get into competitive play, and he wants to have a underused team. So I'm here to try and help him out. Big shout out to you, Phil. He loves Galvantula, Noivern, and Feraligatr, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to build a team around those Pokemon, and hopefully this right here is a team that will do its job. Now, before I get underway with the team building process, I want you guys to give honest criticisms. Because I want to give my friend the best damn underused team ever that features Galvantula, Noivern, and Feraligatr. So yes, give me optimal, constructive criticisms that will not only benefit Phil, but also benefit the team as well. So, with that disclaimer being out of the way, let's get underway. We're not going to get underway with that, but we are going to get underway with our first member. Our first member is going to be Galvantula, which is a perfect suicide lead. So, the item for choice is going to be Focus Sash. And Focus Sash, if the holder's HP is at full, it would survive any attack that would otherwise KO it with 1 HP. And it's a single-use item. So, basically, this thing has to be a lead. Otherwise, say if there was rocks on the field, or if it suffered any prior damage, that Focus Sash effect is gone. So, this thing has to be a lead, and get out there as fast and as quick as possible, and just fuck up shit. So anyways, the ability we're going to go with is going to be Compound Eyes, which raises the accuracy of their moves by 30%. And this right here is so optimal, especially in the form of Thunder. Thunder is a base 110 special electric type move with 30% chance to paralyze. It has 70% accuracy, but because that 30% gets added on, it's now 91%. So, like, that right there is pretty freaking cool. So, the first move that we're going to be going with is going to be Sticky Web, which is a new entry hazard introduced in 6th generation. And what Sticky Web does is it lays a trap to any Pokemon that is grounded or has Flying or Levitate as their typing / ability. What happens is when they switch in, their speed gets lowered by 1 stage. So that's actually pretty awesome, as it cripples any fast, speedy sweeper that would otherwise hamper your team's progress. So the next move that we got is something that I made reference to just now, being Thunder. And Thunder, I've already explained it, just such a powerful move. And as an added bonus, if you have rain on the field, this thing can't miss, which is really awesome. Up next, we got Bug Buzz, which is very good bug-type stab. Base 90 power with this 10% chance to lower the opponent's special defense by 1 stage. And lastly, we're going to actually go with Energy Ball, because Energy Ball is a great way to kill off Pokemon like Mega Swampert, which otherwise would probably steamroll through this entire team. And it's just, oh my god. Like, Energy Ball could very well come in handy. So as for the EV spread, we're going to go with the traditional max special attack, max speed with a Timid Nature, and as you see, with base 108 speed fully invested with a Timid Nature, it's got some pretty respectable speed. And this, I believe, makes it the fastest Sticky Web lead there is, which makes Galvantula very, very unique. So, with that being said, that's our first member. Let's go on to our second member. Our second member is going to be Noivern. Now, Noivern, holy crap, this thing is a powerhouse. You combine Life Orb with 2 of its most powerful stabs, Draco Meteor and Hurricane. The thing is just going to be tearing some pretty damn fucking crazy shit up. It's going to be crazy. So, we're going to be going with Life Orb because what this does is at the cost of 10% of your health, your damage output increases by 30%, which is very, very awesome. Now, for the ability, I decided to go with Frisk because there are Pokemon that will bluff items, and that could potentially ruin you, but what Frisk does is it reveals the held item of your opponents, and when you reveal your items to your opponents, you essentially reveal your set, or you could have an educated guess. Like, obviously, you know, if you revealed a choice scarf or choice specs, you would imagine that this thing is going to be like a heavily offensive presence, or if this thing is either bluffing a Megastone or something like that. Frisk, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated abilities there is. Now, you can also go with something like Infiltrator, which is an ability which is an ability that ignores things like Substitute and Reflect and Light Screen, and bypasses those effects and attacks right through them as if there was nothing to stand in the way. So you could actually alternate between those two abilities, but my preference is going to be Frisk in this situation. Just provides much better utility. So the first move that we're going to be going with is going to be Draco Meteor, base 130 special type dragon move. And it has a very unfortunate recoil, being dropping your special attack by 2 stages. But this thing needs as much power as possible to cause so much damage. So the next move that we got is going to be Hurricane. Hurricane is base 110 in the flying department and has a 30% chance to confuse your opponents. It has base 70% accuracy, but guess what? Under the effects of rain, it will not miss. So, up next, we're going to go with Taunt, and Taunt is going to be pretty valuable to shut down any Pokemon that try to set up either stat boosting moves or entry hazards or any form of statuses that would otherwise hinder your team. And you'll notice that this team does not have any clerical support. So, this right here is pretty much a must-have on Noivern. And lastly, we're actually going to go with Roost, because Roost is going to allow you to restore half of your maximum HP, and because of the fact that Life Orb is going to be taking its toll on Noivern, as well as it taking hits, you're going to want to have Roost to keep it healthy as best as you can. So, as for the EV spread, again, like Galvantula, it's going to be your traditional special attacker set, you know, max special attack, max speed with a Timid Nature, and with the Timid Nature coming off base 123 speed, holy crap. This thing is going to be a speed demon. There's very few things in the underused tier that can actually outspeed this thing. Crobat and Mega Sceptile and Aerodactyl / Mega Aerodactyl are just a few. And any other Pokemon would have to be Scarfed in order to outspeed you. But anyways, that right there is team member number 2. How about we go to team member number 3? So team number 3 is going to be Feraligatr. Feraligatr with Sheer Force and Life Orb. Holy crap. This thing, after one Dragon Dance, is going to be a brutal bruiser. So, Life Orb, as I have mentioned with Noivern, it at the cost of 10% of your health, you have a 30% power boost in your moves. However, this is a big however. Take a look at this. Sheer Force. For whatever reason, I'm not sure if this was purposeful or if Game Freak somehow glitched in the process of creating Sheer Force. For whatever reason, Sheer Force negates the negative recoil from Life Orb. Not that that's a bad thing! That's freaking cool! That is so crazy! So, Sheer Force is basically a built-in Life Orb for moves that have a secondary effect. It takes away those secondary effects, but it boosts the power of those moves by 30%. So you got 30% boost from Life Orb there, 30% from Sheer Force there, Dragon Dance boosts. Good God. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. So, the first move that we'll be going with is going to be Dragon Dance, which boosts the attack and the speed by 1 stage. And given the fact that this thing is relatively bulky for it being a physical attacker, you're going to find some pretty ample opportunity to set up Dragon Dances. So, next, we got Waterfall as its main stab, and it has a 20% chance to flinch, but thanks to Sheer Force, it takes away that secondary effect, but gets a 30% boost in the power of your moves. Now, I'd like to know actually why does Showdown say that it has a 30% increase when every other source says it's like 33.3% or something like that. Did they change that? I'm not too sure. Maybe Showdown modified that down to 30%. Either way, that's some crazy fucking boost right there. Up next, we're going to go with Crunch, which is a very awesome Dark-type move with a 20% chance to lower your opponent's defense by 1 stage. That effect gets taken away at the price of boosting that move by 30% thanks to Sheer Force and Life Orb. Holy crap. And lastly, we got Ice Punch to take care of those damn pesky Dragon and Grass-type Pokemon that would otherwise cause this team problems. It has a 10% chance to freeze your opponents, but thanks to Sheer Force, it takes away that secondary effect and gives you a 30% boost in the power of that move. And notice all of these moves abuse the effect of Sheer Force, and therefore you're not going to suffer from recoil from Life Orb. So the EV spread is pretty standard for a sweeper. We got Adamant Nature, we got Max Attack and Max Speed, and we're going to want to have as much attack power as possible. That way, after 1 or 2 Dragon Dances, you're pretty much good to sweep. You're golden. So, those right there, 3 members down, 3 more to go. So I decided to go with Donphan for member number 4, and Donphan is pretty much going to be the only Pokemon that can take hits on this team. This team is mostly hyper-offensive, but we have to have some sort of defensive/utility support in order for things to work out, because you don't want to have entry hazards littering your side of the field, right? So, the item for choice is going to be leftovers to allow you to have passive recovery at the end of each turn. We're going to go with Sturdy, as this allows for you to survive any one move that would otherwise KO you if you're at full health. If you have even a sliver of your health taken away, well, Sturdy's no good. It's not going to work. So, the first move that we'll be going with is going to be Stealth Rocks, and Stealth Rocks actually goes very well with Sticky Web, as this will damage any Pokemon switching in according to their type weaknesses. And say if Sticky Web doesn't work, well, Stealth Rocks are going to work, and you know, you got your flying type Pokemon that are immune to Sticky Web, but they're not immune to Stealth Rocks. In fact, they're going to be weak to Stealth Rocks and have a lot of health taken from them upon switching in. So, Stealth Rocks with the combination of Sticky Web, definitely a must-have. So, the next move that we got is going to be Earthquake, because it's mandatory stab, and coming off a base 120 attack, at least I think that's what it has. Yeah, base 120 attack. That's going to hurt like a bitch. It's going to hurt like hell. Yeah. Try switching into an Earthquake. So up next, we're going to go with Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin is more or less used for utility, and what this does is it gets rid of any entry hazards on your side of the field. So, basically, this right here is another reason why to use Donphan, because it's such a sturdy, no pun intended, Rapid Spin support/utility check. Not just because this thing gets rid of entry hazards, but because of this. Knockoff. Knockoff is going to be such a useful move to have on Donphan because of the fact that it's going to provide a pretty decent check to utility that heavily depends on their items. Well, Knockoff slaps that shit down. Slaps them items away right out of their hands. They can no longer use them. However, Megastones, on the other hand, well, Knockoff can't knock that shit off, although that'd be pretty cool if it did. Be broken, I think. So, that concludes member number 4. Member number 5! Shofu, baby! I know you're gonna love this, because we got motherfucking Darmanitan. Or, Hihidaruma. Anyways, so, Darmanitan, oh my god. This thing right here, it's a freaking powerhouse. This thing is just, oh my god. Holy crap. Take a look at the stats for a second here. Base 140 attack with 95 speed. And this is the EV spread. It's going to be a Jolly Nature. It's going to be max attack, max speed. And coming with a Choice Scarf, you're going to have over 450 speed, right? And coming off a base 140 attack, oh my god. You're going to be crazy, crazy powerful. So, we're going to be rocking a Choice Scarf because this goes very well with its move pool and its accessibility to U-turn. And not only that, but it's such a great late game cleaner. So Choice Scarf locks you into one move and boosts your speed by 50%. Sheer Force, holy crap, such a dangerous ability for this thing. Any attacks that have a secondary effect gets removed, but you get a 30% power increase in those moves. And guess what? Sheer Force affects Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz is a base 120 power fire-type move with a 10% chance to burn. But Sheer Force takes away that effect, and now it becomes an ungodly powerful move. Ungodly. It's too much. So, up next, we got U-turn. And U-turn is a great way to scout out what your opponent is going to do, whether they're going to switch, or if you feel that they're going to attack, you can just U-turn the fuck out and switch into something safely to eat up a hit. Up next, we got Rock Slide. Rock Slide is a base 75 rock type move with a 30% chance to flinch your opponents. And what's even better is it gets a Sheer Force boost. Yeah, Sheer Force boost. Dude, that's crazy. You wanna know something else that's crazy? The last move, Earthquake, base 100 ground type move. It also forms the infamous Edge Quake combo, even though this Rock Slide is not Stone Edge, but it's still pretty good. And boosted from Sheer Force, it's actually very good. Earthquake is just a solid ass move and definitely one of my all-time favorite moves, like just bar none. So I actually went over the EV spread here. So with that being said, it's time to move on to the last member, Shaymin Landform. Shaymin is such an underrated Pokemon in the UU tier. It's not even funny. Dude, this thing gets Natural Cure. This thing has access to Seed Flare. This thing can abuse Life Orb, it can abuse Rest. And its stats, they're 100s across the board. That means that this thing doesn't suck at taking hits. It doesn't suck at attacking. Damn, son. Damn. That's freaking nuts. That's nuts. So, we're going to go with Life Orb to allow you to have a power increase of your moves by 30% at the cost of 10% of your health. And Natural Cure gets rid of any status condition upon switching out. And that goes great with Rest, because Rest is a move that, although it heals you 100%, you're asleep for 2 turns. So you can attack, and then go for Rest, and then switch out, switch back in, be all healthy, fresh, woken up and ready to go and kick some ass and take names. So, we got Seed Flare, which is a base 120 grass-type move with an 85% accuracy and a 40% chance to lower your opponent's special defense by 2 stages. That's pretty dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. Up next, we're going to go with Earth Power, as this takes care of any Steel and Fire and Poison-type Pokemon that would otherwise hinder poor little Shaymin. It's base 90 power, 10% chance to lower the opponent's special defense by 1 stage. It's fucking awesome. And lastly, we're going to go with Psychic to take care of Pokemon like Toxicroak that think that they can switch in on your candy ass. No. Psychic, 4 times super effective. Not to mention it also punishes other fighting type Pokemon too. And poison types. It's base 90 power and it has a 10% chance to lower your opponent's special defense by 1 stage. And I already went over Rest. So, the EV spread. Very simple, straightforward. Max special attack, max speed, timid nature, and we're just going all out. We're all out offensive. So, with that being said, now that we have built the team, let us see how well it's going to do in battle. So let's go ahead and look for a battle and test out this team. And hopefully, Phil, when you watch this, I hope that you like this team. And, like I said at the beginning, for those who watch this video that would like to offer optimal constructive criticisms on what I either need to change or what I need to do or whatever, please let me know, because I want Phil to have a kick-ass team, you know? So, yes, just let me know, and yeah, go from there. So, let's see here. So, we got a Snorlax, we got Cresselia, we got Crocodile, Chestnut, Dragalge, and Florges. Oh my god. This thing, oh man. Whew. So we got a hyper-offensive team versus a somewhat hyper-defensive team. Wow, okay. Well, I'm gonna go with Galvantula because I need to get my sticky web up as soon as possible. So, I've already chosen my lead, and I got the timer started because, well, I'm not gonna spend the entire damn video waiting. You know, I hate to be that start timer douche, but, you know, if I'm doing this shit live, then it's like, okay, we got limited time, you know, time is of the essence. Okay, so Galvantula and Crocodile, holy shit. So, I'm thinking that this thing is going to be a lead. Now, I'm thinking it's probably going to switch out. How much you want to bet it's going to switch out? So, I am actually going to go for Sticky Web. No, he stays in. What the fuck? All right. What? Holy shit! What? It took it? Is that like fucking specially defensive? Because like a Bug Buzz should be able to take that shit out. Because Crocodile doesn't have the best special defense. Yeah, Florigus. Fuck me. All right. I see what you're doing here. Well, this, my friends, is where I, the Darmanitan, am going to take you down. Regardless of what he switches in, something is gonna get hurt. Or not. That did quite a bit of damage, but still, Floor just took that, like, exceptionally well. Like, wow. Okay. But Florges has been taken out, so, yeah. Alright. Okay. So, yeah, Dragalge. Dragalge, I see you, baby. I see you. Flare Blitz. And that does quite a bit of damage. So, Thunderbolt. Okay. Well, I'm gonna actually bring in my Donphan because I need to blow them fucking rocks away. And I'm anticipating he's going to want to switch out. And he's probably going to switch into Cresselia because he doesn't want to take an Earthquake and lose his Dragalge that early. I don't think. I mean, if I... Dude, that's a ballsy fucking play right there. That was... Like, that was closer than fucking balls. Holy shit. Alright. Alright. Well, alright, I see you. I see what you're trying to do here. But, you know, yeah. I just kind of returned the favor there. Not Scarf. Yeah, I kind of gathered that, bro. I kind of gathered that. Let's see here. So, I am actually going to go for that Dragon Dance because I need to take this fucker out. Snorlax is going to be a problem, but I think I can live any one hit from this thing. Curse. Alright. Alright. I see what you're trying to do here. But... Whoa, damn, son. And Body Slam. Alright. Oh, shit! Wow, okay. Okay. Alright. Well, let's see here. I'm gonna switch in Shaman. And Shaman is going to take you out with that Seed Flare. So, let's see here. I don't think that crit mattered, but hot damn, son. Fuck. So we got Chestnut up in this bitch. Alright. Well, does he know I got Psychic? Probably not. Yeah, Spikes, but Spikes is not gonna really, it's not gonna really matter at this point, because... Okay. I'm not sure exactly why he decided to switch in his Crocodile, but, oh, let's see here. That Earth Power soundly took him out. And we got Cresselia. Now, this thing is going to be a fucking problem, in my opinion. As long as this thing does not have... Oh! Oh! Oh, what the hell? A crit and a fucking... Oh, no! Oh, what a miss! Shit! Fuck. 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 Fuck me. I can't believe that shit. That's okay. It's alright. I'm just gonna Draco you because I have to... I need... I can't miss. I'm not gonna use Hurricane and fucking miss. So Draco's my best fucking option right now. My opponent is saying that he had a first turn flinch on him. That's unlucky, bro. Three flinches. Wow! 3 flinches and a crit. Oh, yes! Yes! Cress is down. That means, okay, that freaking means. Okay. I think we got this. I think we got this fucking wrapped up. So Draco should be able to take it out even at -2. Is this gonna happen? Are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see a total victory? Are we gonna see a fucking victory? Because this right here was a good battle. But yeah, he spiky shields me. I'm not like... That's GG. Very good game, buddy. So that right there was kind of was a demonstration as to how effective this team functions in battle. Now, please, like I said, let me know if you would have any improvements on this team. Just let me know if you guys would change anything. Let me know. Just, you know, let me know. Constructive criticisms. I'm always welcome to that stuff. So, thank you guys for watching, and be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys next upload.